Let's give it a watch. It's the Switch. Okay, so bigger screen. It looks exactly the same. It still looks the same. USB port on the bottom? No. That's the port on the bottom to put it into the dock, perhaps? Probably. Okay, power and volume button. How revolutionary. Another port. Is that USB? I can't tell if it's USB or not. And a headphone jack. Not that that really matters unless you're using it portably, but okay. Lines. Oh, wait. Okay, so that's the stand. So they're showing that it also goes almost flat. Okay, it's USB-C. So it basically has a USB-C port on the bottom to dock it, and then another USB-C on top. Okay. Okay, please, yeah, I was just going to say, please tell me the Joy-Cons are done. So they've redesigned the Joy-Cons. Hold on. So that's the old Joy-Con. As you can see, everyone hated those arrow buttons. Everyone thought the arrow buttons were atrocious. They were. That's terrible for a D-pad. They never should have had that. I mean, how funny is it? There's a start button that is a plus sign, which is what you want for the D-pad, but they didn't make a D-pad on it, right? So let's see what they did with the new one. They still didn't put a D-pad on it. They slightly extended the size of it to fit the newer, bigger screen, but they still didn't put a D-pad on it. Okay. What the hell is that? What is that supposed to be? Put silly putty on it? What is that? Okay, hold on. So they added a whole bunch of buttons? Like, what the hell is that? Are they showing that you could use it to control a different way? That it's got different buttons on it or something? First of all, I don't even understand the color thing. Are they saying that you can get it in a two-tone color scheme or an all-black color scheme? Is that what they're suggesting? If that's the case, why would you want black and peach? That's the weirdest color combination ever. Like black and blue, black and red. Hell, black and green, black and white. Black and peach is the last color combination I would think of for a console. And then I guess what they're showing is that there's all these buttons, S, L, S, R, so it could be used as a standard Wiimote or like a Wiimote style controller, but also you could turn it on its side and it controls differently, I guess. I guess that's what they're getting at. All right. Okay, here's the other side. Okay, they're showing a blue color. That one, I like that. Black and blue works. I don't like black and peach, but black and blue works. All right. It has buttons. That's cool. It has a thumbstick. That's neat. Controller has buttons and a thumbstick. That's neat. All right. They got the straps, even though no one ever uses them. Did you ever see anyone actually use the straps on like the Wiimotes? I didn't. Okay. Now, wait a minute. What is that? So they no longer slide and snap in. You just push it in straight into a port like that? Like, let me put it this way. For ease of use, that's good. But doesn't that seem like that could easily break? Like, doesn't it seem like it's going to snap? To me, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, I would say ease of use, yes. But that would make me nervous that would snap off. Oh, wait, did you see that? I think it's magnetic. I think it's magnetic and it snaps in place. So right off the bat, okay, the idea that the Joy-Cons are not these odd sliding, clicking contraptions is an improvement, in my opinion. The idea that they snap on magnetically is good. An increased size screen, I guess for some people who use it portable, you'd like that. But realize this means it's now going to be heavier and more cumbersome. It's not going to be as compact as the Switch was. And quite frankly, when the Switch came out 8 years ago, this was a revolutionary concept. Is this a revolutionary concept anymore? Now you have 10 competitors, right? The ROG Ally, the Steam Deck. There's a million of these now. So I don't really know if this is as special as it was 8 years ago. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what else they've got. 2. Yes, Switch 2. Okay. So wait, are they saying that each one comes with blue and peach? Like that's the default color scheme? Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Blue and red are classic primary colors, right? Peach and that weird sky blue, I don't know if I like that color scheme. Hopefully you can get different color schemes than that. Ugh. Okay, whoa, hold on. Let's analyze this. Can we go back? Here we go. So a new Mario Kart. I'm hoping, please tell me this is a new Mario Kart. And this is not Mario Kart 8 14th port, right? Hold on. Hold on, shit. Go back. So I see Wario. I see Donkey Kong. They're too small to really see. Bowser. Anyone new? No, it looks like all the regular, there's Toad, right? Mario, Luigi. It's all the regular suspects. I don't see anyone new. Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. Are you noticing something? Do you guys see what I see? Count the number of starter lines. There's 4 rows of 6. That means the new Mario Kart may have 24 players. That's going to be insane chaotic. Like, that's wildly chaotic, I think. All right. Yeah, see, these are the usual suspects. No one new here. Ooh, that's the new dock. Okay, now hold on. I'm just going to say this. It needs to have an Ethernet port. If this dock does not have an Ethernet port at launch, this is just, at this point, Nintendo nickel and diming the customer. Because everyone wants an Ethernet port on that dock. No one wants to be forced to use wireless or buy an adapter. It should have an Ethernet. The Switch did not, and then years later they redesigned the Switch, and the later model had it. They need to have it in there by default. If not, that's bullshit. Let's find out. Okay, that's exactly the same as the regular Switch, how you can make a controller out of the Joy-Cons. Is this it? That's literally it? Wait, what? Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or not fully compatible. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. All right, that's good. That I will applaud. That deserves applause because with the Wii U, right, that was the biggest problem. The Wii U was backwards compatible with the Wii, but then when the Switch came out, you couldn't play the Wii U games on the Switch, so they ended up porting them all. So it was a way to get money twice. Any game you had bought on the Wii U, which got defunct, right, became obsolete, you then had to buy the new version on the Switch in order to continue to play the game, which was really stupid. Like, I owned Zelda Breath of the Wild on Wii U, but couldn't play it on my Switch. They had 2 versions of the game. So that's a good thing. Now, it says not every game, hopefully most first-party games, okay, that's a good thing. And since it says digitally, that's a good thing because I bought pretty much every single game on my Switch digitally. So that means I'll be able to download them and play Switch games on the Switch too if I so choose. That's great. Okay? However, the Nintendo Labo will not work on the Switch 2. So all of you that spent hundreds of dollars on cardboard, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to throw it out. Okay, let's continue. Okay, anything else? Or is that it? Okay, there will be a Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2 April 2nd? Is that April 2nd or is that February 4th? Because in the United States, it's month, day, year. April 2nd is a long time to wait. 3 months? They really want us to wait 3 months to have concrete information on this thing? Is it confirmed April 2nd? It's confirmed it's April 2nd, not February 4th. Wow, that stinks. 3 months to wait for actual concrete information. So let's hope that on April 2nd, this is going to blow us out of the water. We're going to get all our first party game announcements. And let's also hope for a launch window that's not the fall. Okay? Seriously, I would like this to be like June, July. Why? Because the summertime is usually dead for games. That would be the perfect time for them to release this and get tons of attention and get a lot of people to drop a lot of money on it. This would be the whole summertime of gaming would be playing on your Switch 2, all the amazing first-party titles. It looks like starting with Mario Kart, but man, I would like them all. Give me a new Donkey Kong. Give me a new Mario. Give me, all the stuff we've been craving. Give me a Kirby. What about whatever happened to Metroid? Oh, Metroid Prime, what is it, 4? Hopefully we get big announcements in April about all of these games coming up, okay? Oh, I just hit spacebar on the wrong PC. I'm such a dunce. Okay, is that it? That's it. And it says there's going to be a series of hands-on events all over the world. All right. Okay, so what are my thoughts, okay? Man, let me go ahead and give you my thoughts because actually I have a lot of thoughts right now. So here's my thoughts, okay? That didn't tell us much at all, did it? It didn't show us the power of the console. It didn't say any of the specs. It didn't have pricing. It didn't say if there's different models, no release date. All we know is we have to wait until April to get more information. All it was a, hey, it exists, all right? Why do I think they just did that? Because it leaked. That's why, because it leaked. If it didn't leak, I don't think they would have done this at all. I think they would have just waited till April. But for those who don't know, the Consumer Electronics Show just happened. And at the Consumer Electronics Show, there was a certain company. I think they were called Genki or Geki. And they are a third-party accessories company. And for some reason, they had a Switch 2 because they were showing off their accessories for the Switch 2. But they actually had the Switch 2. So everyone went to their booth and was like, wait, how do you have this? They're like, yeah, because we're designing accessories for it. Here it is. And everyone was like, well, this is real? And they're like, yeah, this is the real console. Huh? But Nintendo didn't show it yet. Yeah, here it is. So then, if you didn't know, Nintendo lawyers went over to this booth and said to them, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? We didn't even reveal it yet. And they're like, because we're not under any non-disclosure agreement to not say anything about the Switch 2. You never signed us to one. So we'll do whatever we want. Have a nice day. Well, now it's basically confirmed because this Switch 2 that we just saw looks exactly like what was leaked at CES. It looks exactly the same. So it's dead on correct. They showed the real Switch 2, or even if it wasn't a real operating model, what they showed was representative of the hardware of the Switch 2. Okay? Now, from what I just saw, initially, my first impression, you're probably not going to like it. Okay? But I'm going to be honest with all of you, okay? I want you to look at every major console that Nintendo has come out with in history, okay? The Famicom, home console, revolutionary controller concept, great graphics for the time. Super Nintendo added way better technology and graphics. Controllers that added shoulder buttons and a ton more control to your games, revolutionary concept. Nintendo 64, again, a jump-in graphical capability and a controller that had a thumbstick as the very first thing, which no other controller had at the time. It was revolutionary. Again, blowing your mind that this controller concept would be the future. GameCube, admittedly, kind of a misstep, I feel, but the GameCube being more of a kiddie-looking console with a controller with giant buttons, but it was portable, right? It was a different kind of console for the time, but it still was different. The Wii, motion controls, revolutionizing the gaming industry, okay? The Wii U, admittedly another misstep for Nintendo. I don't think anyone cared for the ginormous controller with a screen on it, but they at least were trying to innovate in some way and add something creative and different. The Switch, turning your home console into a hybrid portable console that also had motion controls and all the things that they had innovated previously all in one. Okay? So that's the history of Nintendo consoles. Now, of course, I'm leaving out Game Boy and stuff like that, but you see what I'm saying. Every console attempted to innovate. Switch 2. Do you see a little difference here? Do you see possibly a problem or a big omission? Can you please tell me what on the Switch 2 is revolutionary? What new concept Nintendo has added? What new groundbreaking thing Nintendo is trying to do with this console? It's just another Switch. I mean, they don't even need to call it the Switch 2. They already had the Switch OLED. They might as well call it the Switch OLED 2 or the Switch Max or the Switch Pro. What was it that they called the Game Boy Advance, the big one? XL, Switch XL, right? But it's just Switch 2. It's not, they didn't add anything. And every single other major console they have. This may be the first time ever in Nintendo's history they decided to not add an innovation to their new console. They're just improving upon the previous console, okay? Now, here's the thing. If this console has a much improved graphical engine / better GPU, if it has way more storage, if it has all the features of a modern console, I don't think anyone will actually care. If this console is just, it's way better than the Switch, we finally caught up with everybody else, and now you can play first-party Nintendo games with groundbreaking performance and graphics, 24-player Mario Kart, you know what I mean? I don't think anyone will care. But if they play the game of, well, we're not competing with anyone else, so we can have a console that's two consoles outdated when it comes to its power, people are going to say, okay, well, that's fine. Well, what's the innovation of the console? What's the gimmick this time? And they're going to be like, what do you mean? Well, every time there's a console, the reason that we accept the fact that Nintendo consoles are underpowered is because there's a neat gimmick that makes it fun to play. So what's your gimmick? They don't have one. From what we could see, there's nothing on this whatsoever to be revolutionary. In fact, they're still using cartridges. So doesn't that mean that this is going to severely limit the size of games that's on it? They're not using Blu-ray discs or whatever. Now, yes, they're using downloads, but I feel like this may have a problem. This may be, again, the first time in the entire console history of Nintendo they're not innovating. And will the market bear a console that is underpowered but doesn't have a gimmick to hook you?